hyper skipping. That's something that I've also been a big fan of for a long time. You want to go into that a bit?
Sure. Okay, so hyperskipping, basically it's a way to save time and work more efficiently in an LR section. So anytime you get to a question and maybe the stimulus is just a disaster, you've tried really hard and you can't understand what it means. Maybe you're down to two and you really don't know which one is right. Maybe all the answer choices look wrong. For whatever reason, this question is just going pear-shaped. As soon as you start to feel that happen, the correct thing to do is answer the question immediately. You need to get an answer on that Scantron, and you need to go with your gut. Use powerful, provable. Just put an answer down. Don't second guess yourself. Go quick and circle the number. And so then by doing this, what we do is we ensure that we don't blow 2.5 minutes on number 8 and then feel pressed on number 11 and miss a doable question because we have anxiety. True stories. So then when you get to the end of the section, hopefully you have a little bit of time left because you've been hyper skipping, because you haven't been blowing all your time on a couple of hard questions. And when you get back, you'll actually notice that a lot of times you were only having trouble because you misread something. The cool thing is when you go back and you have that separation, now you can correct your misread, because you aren't able to really adequately correct your misread when you're on that question and not leaving, because your brain actually stores a cached copy of what you read. And when you reread, a lot of times you're only reviewing that cached copy. You aren't really reading it again from scratch. That's why we can do the same misread over and over and over again. When you go to the end of the section and then you come back, that cached copy is been wiped because you've done questions in between. Now you get a fresh read and the question can actually go pretty quick and pretty simply. And so you save a lot of time, you feel a lot more sure. And a lot of the time you'd be surprised that gut instinct response you have in the beginning to the hyperskip question ends up being right, like a good amount of time. It really reflects like your overall percentage of question missed. Usually people don't miss many more of their hyperskip questions than they would miss of their non-hyperskip questions. So yeah, that's hyperskipping.
Yeah, no, I love it. I've recommended something similar for a while just to avoid getting bogged down. Like, I think it's good to bubble down something if you can, so at least you don't run out of time and leave it blank, God forbid. But at least you avoid getting bogged down. You come back to it. You have a fresh perspective and you still have that copy stored, like you said, so that you're not totally starting this question from scratch, and you avoid that tunnel vision that can happen when you put in like minute after minute after minute and you're just getting more and more stressed and your understanding is not improving at all.